everyone, welcome back. If you're new here, I'm Katie, and today is my weekly Christian book review. So forgive the lighting. I had to turn on my ring light because it's been downpouring all day and it's cloudy. It's only like 1:30, but it feels like it's like 8 o'clock at night. But there was a window of like 2 hours in the afternoon where I could have filmed, but I didn't finish the book. But I did finish this amazing book, which I absolutely love. It's called With Every Memory by Janine Rosche, and let me just say, this is going to be on my favorite list of the year. It has one of my favorite tropes in it that I love to read, even though it's a heartbreaking trope, but I don't know what it is about it, but it is like the amnesia trope where a character in the book has amnesia and just, I don't know, it screams new beginnings and relying on God and relying on new paths that he might take us on. And sometimes, as in this case, it's possibly for the better, even though she went through really hard things. It really brought her closer to God and to her family. So this book was absolutely amazing. So this is about Lori and Michael. I can't believe I remember names, but Lori and Michael, and Lori, her entire family gets into a car accident with a train. It's right in the beginning of the book, and she ends up losing her son. There were twins, a daughter and a son, and the son passes away, and she ends up with a big traumatic brain injury that causes her to lose the last 8 years of her life. So she doesn't remember anything from the past 8 years. So her daughter is a senior in high school, and so she remembers none of that. She only remembers her children as if she lost the last 8 years, they were about between the ages of between 9 and 10. So that's what she remembers. And so she has to pretty much re-remember everything. And it shows kind of the process of what someone in this situation would go through, how memories, they won't come back right away. It would take sometimes months and months of not knowing. And just, it was really, really great. And I liked how there was different situations where she felt like something was a memory, but it may or may not have been. And so it kind of deals with that and trying to figure out is this really a memory or is it not? And so it was just really good. So she finds out she remembers being so much in love with her husband, and then she comes home and they're very wealthy, which she doesn't remember anything about. So he quit his job as a teacher and becomes this independent business to help with people's finances. And so they have a beautiful house, and supposedly she designed the house because she always wanted to be an interior designer. So she goes in, but she feels like the whole house is very cold and very just, it's not personal to what a family home would be. And so she doesn't even recognize the house because it's been 8 years. She remembers their old house. And her husband's acting very strange. He's not telling her the truth about certain things. And so you're wondering, what is he hiding? What's going on? And come to find out, I'm not spoiling anything, but they do have problems within their marriage. And so during those 8 years, but she has no idea. So it's really, the ending almost got me, almost brought me to tears. I came close, but it was so good. I loved the characters. I loved the whole storyline. I mean, her daughter, Avery, and so we're getting dual perspective in this book. So we're getting Lori, the mom, and Avery, the daughter. And so she's kind of, Avery's side of the story, she's kind of dealing with the loss of her brother and all these rumors going around in the school about her that really aren't true, but nobody believes her. So they kind of they treated her as the most popular girl at school, and then they treat her like garbage after her brother passes away. So she's dealing with all that and dealing with her brother's best friend and how they kind of grew up as a family together with this other kid. And so both of their perspectives I really liked. I don't honestly think I liked one perspective over the other. I really liked both sides pretty equally. They're both really great. And I loved all the characters. I mean, well, except maybe Lori's mom. She wasn't the nicest person in the book, that's for sure. But I did love all the characters and the dog in the book. Yeah, it was so good. So actually there is, which I appreciate because I don't think any author does this. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know, but there is an author's note in the front, and I feel like every author should do this because it's really brilliant. And so I'm not triggered by a whole lot. I'm usually pretty comfortable with most books unless it talks a lot about like doctor visits. This one did quite a bit, but it was more of something that I'm more comfortable with. But like she has like, so I'll tell you the triggering topics that she has in this book. It's death of a child, sexual assault, adultery, and divorce. So it does touch on all of those topics, but she does it in a way where it's not vulgar. I mean, it's not going to be unclean or anything. It's not going to be like too in depth with everything. So I feel like she did a really great job. And I read a little bit in her author's note at the end how she was actually doing research with someone who actually did have a traumatic brain injury and who did deal with some of these same situations. So it was really good, and it might be in my favorites of the year. I'm I'm like, yeah, I'm pretty positive this one's going to be on my favorites of the year. 5 stars. I loved it. And yeah, so if you really love an emotional contemporary read, there is romance in this book, in both perspectives, but I just loved it. I thought it was great, and I really like books like these. The characters make or break the book, and I felt like the characters really made this book, and really it just felt like a family that was just having problems and having issues, and and God helped them through it and helped them really connect back after their traumatic situations. So I really loved it, and I cannot wait to read other books by this author. I don't know if she has any other books out. I know she's coming out with a new one, but I think this might be her newest book. I'm not sure though, don't quote me. But no, she's not. I just read the back. But I definitely want to read more of her books. I feel like they're going to be really, really great. So make sure to check this book out. I will link it down below. And thank you again to Baker Publishing and Revell for sending me this book. I feel like Revell is knocking it out of the park because this one was amazing. So thank you to both of you for sending this book because it was absolutely amazing. And I'm so thankful that I get to review for them because I get to find amazing books. And I'm really happy that I picked this one up. All right, so I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I will see you all in the next video.